everybody, my name's Shane, I got a podcast. It's a little heavy metal podcast I like to do every week for you. Every week I lay my heart on the line to give you a good time. What you doing over there? I heard you talking about your podcast. Sounds like a good time, cause I like the news and I like a little heavy metal in it. Well, come on over, baby, come on over and listen to another to my podcast, an episode. It's coming up right now. You're gonna love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Oh yeah, come on, baby, baby, come on, baby, baby, let's Jive Talk with Shane. My God, I've had a hell of a week. I'll tell you what, man. Another dear, sweet friend of mine, my best friend, one of my best friends in the entire world, passed away on Monday. I have been a wreck all week. I feel the clouds are starting to part. I've been speaking with his wonderful sons, but it hits you guys kind of in a way too, because this guy is Chris. Now, last week we did Whoas. Remember the band Whoas we did on the first listens? That was for him. And then the week before that, we did Bummer, and that was for him. Well, he took a turn. He was fighting the big, and it was just something else. So what I would like you guys to do is go check him out. Go check his music out for me. Not the best way to start a heavy metal podcast, that nice little up-tempo number, and then I hit you right away with death. So I apologize about that, but I just I'm letting it flow here. Go check out the band Chattertooth. I'm in it. I'm the drummer, okay? And it's him playing guitar. He wrote all the songs, and he's singing. And he had an amazing voice, and he was an amazing singer, and he was an amazing friend. And so check out Chattertooth. There's an album. It's goofed on the digital streaming, but it's called Songs to Forget Me By. It's wonderful. It is beautiful. If you're not bawling by the end of the damn record, something's up. Go see a psychiatrist. But it's called Songs to Forget Me By, but it's under the band name Out Out, because there was a whole big thing with that before we changed the band name to Chattertooth. I'm on that record as well. He wrote all the songs. He sings all of it. His two baby young sons at the time are on this record, Songs to Forget Me By. And now they're grown men. And it's weird to hear them, cool, man. That sounds cool. But he's got some amazing sons. One's writing music and has great music that he's doing and stuff. So rest in peace, dear sweet, sweet friend of mine, Chris. He did a bunch of other bands, so we're going to work to get all that catalog put up on the streaming services and stuff. Incidentally, before we get into this, we may have to. It's too bad I couldn't have channeled Michael Ackerfeld. Because, remember the last couple episodes, he gave out some eulogies for some people. He's back with another one because John Sykes passed away. Guitar rock legend, and guess who wrote up a little thing and put it on his Facebook? Michael Ackerfeld of Opeth. So we got that. We got a bunch of other stories, but what I was going to say is it's too bad we couldn't have got the information about my friend Chris over to Michael Ackerfeld, and he goes, oh, yes, it's amazing bands and the music and everything that he likes to do. But you will be missed, my friend. I love you. I mean, it's like, Zero DeLorean passed away a year ago. And, of course, he was the lead singer for my band, Die Monster Die. But, so there's just a lot of that. But when you get to these older ages in life, things start to go awry. And now, as I'm a growing human being and I'm learning more and more about more and more, and, with the passing of my mother and such, and I'll get off this in a quick hurry, guys, or you can skip ahead, but I just feel like the existence keeps going. I've been a long time skeptic of all of that stuff, and now I've seen the light, kind of, in a way. let's get into it. Now, a lot of people listen to this podcast not for all the funeral news. Boy, if you're coming in the last month, you're going, is this guy just funeral news or what, dude? I came for hard-hitting, heavy metal fucking news, and I ain't getting it right now with this guy. But some people may say, he just does the same old bands over and over and over again. Well, no, I got Snot right here. So we got a story about Snot. Lorraine Lewis, Vixen, and Femme Fatale. She started an OnlyFans. What? Michael Ackerfeld, he's going to read us a beautiful obituary for John Sykes. John Sykes? I always get my Joes and Johns and Jeffs and all that mixed up. And Doro Pesh, we're going to check in with her because one of her solo records hit 500,000. She got a gold record for it. Or I'm curious about the year. I can't remember the year, but was this just a scant year ago solo record, or was this 1987 solo record? And of course, we got your comments all set and ready to go. Let's get into it. We breathe deep. Boy, doesn't that feel good? Every time I do that, it feels good. Snot is back. They got a new singer. And he's no, what was his name? Lynn Strait? But, I mean, he is pretty good. I watched a clip of them playing, and he's rocking it. He's laying it down. They're snotting it up. So let's find out what's going on. New Snot singer Andy Knapp on fronting the band. It is very much a dream come true, full circle kind of a thing. So he's probably a huge fan of them from the beginning. Let's see if Andy tells us that. New Snot singer Andy Knapp has commented on his first two concerts with the band, which took place on Friday, January 17th at the Parish Room at the House of Blues in Anaheim, California, and on Saturday, January 18th at Brick by Brick in San Diego, California. Snot's current lineup. Now, you Snot heads out there, tell me if these ring a bell with you. I know Mikey Dooling does. Snot's current lineup includes guitarist Mikey Dooling, which is a good last name, and Sonny Mayo, bassist, and John Toomer. Don't take that out of the name right away, bud. Don't be that. Don't have that for your nickname. Unless you're just like a parasitic thing where they're just like, oh, God, this guy showed up. John Toomer Fonstock and drummer Jamie Miller. On Wednesday, January 22nd, Knapp, who also sings for fellow Southern California band Stronger Than Machines. Okay, maybe this is something we check out. Well, he took to his Instagram to write, so, Jesus. Remember that cold I've been fighting for about a week? I told you about it. It's almost gone now, but hold on. So, I feel like I have finally been able to catch my breath and come down from this high from this weekend. 1/17/25 and 1/18/25 will be two dates that I will remember for the rest of my life. I don't know how to put it into words, this experience, but I am on Instagram and I have to put it into words because you don't want to make a video. I don't know how to put this into words, this experience. It is very much a dream come true, full circle kind of a thing, feelings. I am very blessed and honored to be in the situation that I am in. I still don't think I know all the right words to say right at this moment, but I wanted to say thank you to my friends that have always had my back way before this was ever close to occurring. So he's kind of loved this band and wanted to be part of this band. And why is he so horned up about the two shows? I mean, I know he's excited about them because it's his first two shows, but I'm getting this little tinge, this little twinge in me that's saying that isn't there going to be a whole many more shows? That's what I'm wondering. I still don't know all the right words to say at this moment, but I wanted to say thank you to my friends. They have always been there before me, before this too. Well, it was before it was even occurring. The ones that believed in me and dreamed the dream with me, right next to me in my bed at night. Thank you, people. You know who you are, and to my angel. You're my angel, come and save me tonight, come and save me tonight, come and save me tonight. Oh, that's not his wife's name. Angel. Oh, my angel. But he did capitalize it, and I appreciate that. Because it's not just a ratty old angle. Because you'd never capitalize the word angle, would you? Unless your company was called Angle. It's always going to be Angel. You know who you are out there, and to my angel of a wife, I love you, Ariana. Thank you. That's a wonderful name. Isn't that a pretty name, Ariana? And then you ruin it by putting Grande on there. Ariana Grande. It's like, no, Ariana Summersmith. That's a good name right there. Ariana Summersmith. Yeah, I'm loving that. Thank you for everything you are. Snot forever, Lynn straight forever. Let's go. Fonstock was among the people who posted the comment below. Oh, hold on a minute. Toomer, did he get over there? He put a comment down there in his Instagram message. It says, I just want to say this would not be able to happen if it wasn't for Andy Knapp. We love you so much. Thank you. You fucking crush it. It's still so unbelievable to me. Snot, they're answering my questions and my prayers, honestly. Snot is scheduled to play 3 more club concerts in February and April of 2025, leading up to the band's appearance at the Welcome to Rockville Festival in May 2025 at Daytona Beach, Florida. In case you better watch out, there might be snow down there. In May? Come on, it might be snow. Snot will also play at select European festivals, as well as the Incarceration Music and Tattoo Festival. You know what the greatest part of that festival would be? Let me explain it to you. All of the tattoo booth chairs are set up in a circle, and then everyone gets in there and moshes. And the guys are tattooing something and they say, whatever it is, dude, you got to get it. He says, you want a sword right there, a knife with a heart? You're getting it while they're moshing. So you can jam. Now that's a festival. That's taking place in Mansfield, Ohio this summer. Upcoming Snot shows. So they're lying. There's more. Oh, this is just the festivals. February 8th, Sandy Barbie, California. You got Denver, Colorado Springs, Daytona Beach. July 18th, they hit Flint, Michigan at the Machine Shop with the Union Underground, Mansfield, Ohio. Then they're headed to Belgium and France. Snot, let's get a little bit of Lynn Straight here. Snot disbanded in 1998 following original singer Lynn Straight's death, putting an end to the career that generated considerable promise. But only one studio album, Get Some. The band had been writing material for its sophomore CD and had completed 10 songs at the time Straight's tragic passing. He didn't get the lyrics on there because they'd have pumped that son bitch out. They said, did we get Lynn? Guys, did we get Lynn on the records? We did? We got him? Let's put it out. Let's see. As a memorial to Straight, Snot eventually decided to release those tracks with lyrics and guest vocals. Okay, that's fine. The band decided to, so they had all these lyrics, and that's not a bad idea. If you're, am I playing a contrarian right now? It's not a bad idea if the band's going, hey, this, It could be, and you call it straight up. There you go. Let's read it. Snot eventually decided to release those tracks with lyrics and guest vocals provided by a host of stars from the alt metal community. The resulting album, Straight Up, was fitting tribute to Straight's peers and friends, featuring members of the Biscuit Boys. Got a little bit. What you like? You want a little bit of corn on the side of that meatloaf? Slipknot, Seven Dust, Head PE, Cold Chamber, Sugar Ray. I just wanna fly. Put your arms around me, baby. Put your arms around me, baby. System of a Down and Soulfly. And more. So, that's hurting somebody's feelings if there's only a few more tracks. Because they said, how many tracks was there? 10? 10 tracks. Okay, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bands. So who's the band? Who's the guy that you left off that feels really horrible right now? You say there's 10 damn tracks, and there's 9 bands listed here, and then you put and more for the last band? That's just rude. Snot in 2014 recruited Carl Bensley. That's the guy that used to on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The Fresh Prince's brother was Carl Bensley, wasn't he? To sing the band's following the departure of Tommy Vex. Now we know him. He was in Bad Wolf. And he's not a bad wolf anymore. We're done with this. Rest in peace, Lynn Strait. We love that about you. We don't love that about you, but we love you. I mean, she got herself an OnlyFans. Now, guys, I don't know anything about OnlyFans other than I know that it's kinky, and that what they do, men, women, and all, anybody can have one. I could have one if I wanted. If I wanted to go start an OnlyFans, I could, and show you parts of my body and videos and stuff like that. And then you would pay me to see this content, and then you would agree that you're not going to rip it and download it somewhere and put it on the internet. So it would just be kind of like private videos from me to you. I could get real kinky if I wanted to. I could get, I could be romantic, in some of my videos. I could be bizarre, whatever, and I would charge you a monthly fee, and you would be happy to pay that every month. Maybe I should just start doing it in the Patreon. There's about 9 of you that are paying for the Patreon. Maybe I just start doing some kinky videos for you in there. What do you think of that? Now, I don't think that Lorraine Lewis is going to be showing off her goodies on OnlyFans. So I don't know why you get one over there, because you could have Instagram and do all that stuff. But let's find out. And she's not a bad-looking woman. Let's see how old she is. Maybe she doesn't give that information out, but with her powerful, it says, Lorraine Lewis joins OnlyFans, announces plans to resurrect Femme Fatale. Waiting for the big one. That was Femme Fatale, wasn't it? She's sitting there. It's just, you're 15 years old. You're watching Headbangers Ball. Femme Fatale comes on, and she's talking about the big ones, and you're already going through a struggle, with that. And she's over there going, not just anyone, I'm waiting for the big one. Anyways, with her powerful, gutsy voice, Lorraine Lewis cemented her place in the rock world as a lead vocalist for the band Femme Fatale. With her 1988 self-titled MCA album, it produced 2 big rock singles and MTV music videos. Waiting for the big one. And Falling In and Out of Love. Why is that not coming to me? Falling in and out of love. I wanted to say that felt like a Lita Ford tune. Coming off a nearly 66-year run as their fiery lead vocalist for Vixen, whom was invited to join in 2019. The 66-year-old singer-songwriter. Thank you for putting that in there, guys. It's not a bad age. It's a good age. There ain't no problems with that. 66-year-old singer, songwriter, and sexy no-holds-barred performer is now doubling down on her legacy with a new Femme Fatale lineup. She says, I'm waiting for the big, I found the big ones. Wonder if that was some kind of a resume thing, you know, when you joined her band back in the 80s. She's like, flop her out, buddy. I got to see the big ones. I got to see the big ones. I got to see. Yay! No. Femme Fatale is what most people know me for. I like being the only girl in the room. I'm determined to keep my rockin' legacy alive. I've been working with a renowned songwriter-producer for Femme Fatale release. For a Femme Fatale release, I'm lining up my band and hoping to have... What that means, guys, is I'm taking all the cash. If these are hit tune, well, depends on the songwriters. But if she's lining up a band, the band's not getting any of that. They're getting a payment for playing the gigs, you know. All the drinks for free at the club and a solid 50 in the pocket. A solid 50 in the pocket. We have plans and are looking for the right fit with a label. I want to be, I'll tell you, Frontier, get on it. I want to be around people who get me off. Oh no, get me and I'll never stop doing what I love. Rock and roll never dies. Notably, Lorraine has also been recording with Lou Gramm, the original Foreigner lead singer and Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. They have recorded an interpretation of David Bowie's Heroes. Nobody does it better than Bowie. We can be heroes just for one day. Man, I love me some David Bowie, don't you? While the classic song has been converted by many others, it has never been, I mean, a hero sounds like something that everybody did in their, you know, that's like a first pick. While the classic song has been covered by many others, it has never been recorded as a duet with a male and a female voice. Says Lorraine, when Lou sings the line, I will be king and you will be queen, I just melt. Lou is vocally brilliant. There were moments I could hardly believe it. I was in the studio with him. And when Lou Gramm goes into any studio, he takes that big bear rug with him. He's got to sing his backup vocals in the booth standing on that bear skin rug or laying on it. But either way, it's got to be that way. The voice I love that I sang in the bar bands in my hometown of Albuquerque, New Mexico. What do you think about the minute you hear Albuquerque, New Mexico anymore? The greatest television show to ever be on the television. I mean, hot-blooded, cold as ice, midnight blue, his voice and chops are like no one I've ever worked with. In addition, now, finally, getting to the meat and potatoes of this damn thing. In addition to her musical projects, I'm excited to have jumped into OnlyFans arena. Oh, hey! I've always been unpredictable. And I know guys and girls who have had my photos or posters on their wall since my hot videos back in the day. It's time to go for it. Have some fun and show off my wild side. She's going to show you her goodies on this damn website. I mean, one of my singles is called Waiting for the Big One. 40 years later, she's doing it to me again. Making me feel inferior to her, you know. It just makes sense. I recently saw a clip of Cher saying she wished she would have been badder. Cher was pretty bad though, wasn't she? Which made me think, hell yes, I'm joining OnlyFans. I've wanted to for the longest time. Have you ever wondered what it's like for me to be your girlfriend? Well, here's your chance. I'm following in the footsteps of Cardi B, Carmen Electra, and Drea Di Matteo. Now, I think Drea Di Matteo is that beautiful gal from, I was going to say Ellen DeGeneres is married to her, but that's not the one. Because then The Sopranos came to me. The one fella's girlfriend. So what she's saying between the lines is I think Cardi B and Carmen Electra and everything, they're showing all their goodies on there. The back, the front, the up, the down, just all over the place with it. So instead of saying, I'm going to show you my gooch, my tooch, and a little bit of booch. She's saying it that way. Cardi B, Carmen Electra, wink, wink, you get it. So many people put down social media, but I love it. It's a way to connect with my tribe. One more personal level. I love being belly to belly with the fans. And friends of mine. Lorraine explains how her presence on social media led to working with Graham. I do a live Q&A every Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, where I let my tribe ask me anything. Question I get often is, who would you want to record with? My answer is always the same. I give the answers always the same. Number 1, Lou Graham. Number 2, Paul Rogers. And number 3, David Lee Roth. I feel like she could have picked 3 better ones. Get in the comments and tell me your better 3 than hers. I'm going to say John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr. Easy. And Ringo Starr and David Lee Roth just about teeter-totter, nice and water, One Monday back in April, she recalls, I got a message from his team. That's right. Lou Graham has a team working with him. On his Instagram, asked what songs I would want to do with Lou. I was stunned. Is this for real? They asked me for my phone number, and I could take a call with Lou on a Friday at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time, if that works for you. I got a call, and it was Mr. Graham himself. He told me to call him Lou. I was calling him Lewis and Mr. Graham and Lewis Graham, but he said, just call me Lou. We started emailing. Don't say that you was getting badder and wilder and stuff, okay, in the emails. So that's the way you used to have to do it. You used to have snap photos, and then you'd pull out the little SIM card out of your digital camera, and then you put it into your computer, and then you zap those kinky photos off. And then you gotta put those images in the email. And you say, oh my God, baby, you don't know what I'm going through right now. Take a look at this. Well, always worked. This is getting disgusting, and we need to stop it. He says, call me Lou. We started emailing each other, talking once a week to decide on songs we wanted to do together, record together. It took several months, but we decided on some songs, recorded our vocals in May on our first track. I mean, guys, that's Lorraine Lewis at 66 years old. And is she using the guitar as a measuring stick to say, if you're wondering about big ones, what does she say here? Lorraine is all lit up for 2025 and beyond. I'm an entertainer. Before Femme Fatale, I was always a singer and performer who wanted to push beyond the limits. That will never change, and I am fearless. I am more fearless than ever. Good go, you go, girl. I've recently done stand-up, and I'm open to having a podcast. They're easy to do, Lorraine. All you got to do is just sit down in front of your laptop, just like me, and get going on them. Do a story about me. You could do that on maybe your first podcast if you wanted to. Let's get into Michael Eckerfeld. He says, oh my God, Shane. Of course, I am sitting by the drum gear. We are currently on tour somewhere in a country you may have never ever heard or even said in your entire life. But indeed, I am once again here with another tribute to fallen guitar crazy man, I would say, John Sykes. And indeed he is. Who did he do? He did Ragni Wohlquist, Swedish heavy metal legend. He wrote one for. He did one for Paul Di'Anno, and now he's here to do one for John Sykes. It better be good. That's all I'm saying. As I've stated in previous podcasts, I love Michael Eckerfeldt. I thought Opeth was amazing when I saw him live, and he seems like a very personable guy. Look, this is the man. I'm sitting in my giant fuzzy coat, Shane. I'm sitting in the fuzzy coat in the drum stacking room. I have no ego. I will sit in the drum stacking room anytime I want to. Opeth's Michael Eckerfeldt has paid tribute to legendary English guitarist John Sykes, Tigers of Pantang. This guy made music with every Tigers of Pantang. They're fantastic. Thin Lizzy, Whitesnake, Blue Murder, Sykes. Did he have a band called Sykes? We never done that. Who died earlier this week at the age of 65. He didn't die. He just left his meat sack. He just left the meat sack. Sykes, who performed with Thin Lizzy and Whitesnake in the 1980s, died following a battle with the... You know what I want to do to cancer? That ain't even those stupid-ass booms, you know? See those guys? Boom, boom, boom. You want some of these fucking booms? I'm fucking booming. I'm sorry, you guys. Sykes, who performed with Thin Lizzy and Whitesnake in 1990, died following the battle with cancer. The statement posted his verified Facebook page earlier today, Tuesday, January 21st. Michael Eckerfeldt. He shared the following message via the Opeth social media. Wow. I was completely surprised and shocked to hear about the passing of this great John Sykes. Now, there's a guitar player that's almost frame by frame the image that's conjured up when you think of a heavy metal rock guitarist. Oh boy, is he doing one of them damn compliment sandwiches? I've talked about that before, the compliment sandwich. You say something nice, then you say something that's really negative, and then you hit him with another compliment at the end. Because what I see here is he's about to say, I was never a huge fan of Tigers of Pantang because I never really listened too much to them. I had to admit it to myself and the 12-step group that I joined for this situation. I had to come to grips with it, and I finally did. I have the Wildcat record and some others, but when I think of John Sykes, I think of 1987. Whitesnake. Well, as well as a Blue Murder. His great project with Carmine Appice, or Appice. Some assholes in Shane's podcast will say, dude, you said it wrong. It's Appice. And some will say, no, it's Appice. And then some will say, no, Vinny calls himself Vinny Appice. Carmine calls himself Carmine Appice, and the other guy will say, no, it's the other way around. It's the yin and the yang, or the vice versa. And Tony Franklin. The music of Blue Murder is sometimes utilized by Opeth. When we finally try and are lacking in energy before a show, we sometimes put on the song I'm on Fire. It really fires us up. I'm on Fire by Blue Murder. But with Kelly Keeling on vocals. That song is surely bound to wake you up. It's so over the top. You could also listen to something like Rain and Blood. That'll wake you up. Listen to Piece by Piece off of the Rain and Blood record or something like that. Angel of Death will get you woke up, buddy. If you're like, I'm trying to find the energy to go out and perform for all those people behind the curtain over there, but I cannot get that extra energy. Put on Angel of Death. It'll work. The song is surely bound to wake you up, so it's over the top. And then, of course, there's that Thin Lizzy album he was on. Thunder and Lightning. Great record. I saw him live only once. He was fronting a reunited version of Thin Lizzy. It felt more intended as a tribute to Phil Lynott, perhaps. You thought it stunk. I did, Shane. I loved John Sykes there, but I thought it was a pretty terrible thing to see with my eyes. Either way, it was great to hear these classic tunes. Even if Phil obviously wasn't there, I know that Opeth guitarist Fredrik Akesen, he's a huge fan of Sykes. And I'm telling you right now, we better hear from Fredrik in your comments. Blabbermouth is that good, they'll say. Fredrik replied. And even hung out with him a couple of times. But that's another story, and one that's best told by Fredrik himself. John was a magnificent guitar player, in my opinion, and singer-songwriter too. He had a wide vibrato. I suppose is an acquired taste, but I have always loved this great feel and emotional playing. I first heard about him when he appeared in the video for Slow and Easy by the Whitesnake. You're taking me down slow and easy. You making love to me slow and easy. A new version of the song for the one I was used to, complete with Sykes' reimagined guitars overdubs. He made it sound a bit more metal, which I liked, by the way, but had the good taste to keep the original and lovely guitar solo by Mick Moody, right? Anyways, oh, I digress somewhat. On behalf of Opeth, I want to extend our warmest condolences to John's family and his friends. A great loss indeed. Boy, I'll tell you what. Michael Ackerfeld could have done one hell of an obit for my friend Chris. He could have done a fucking good one. John's best known for his work when he joined Whitesnake and co-wrote the band's self-titled 7th studio album. I heard that, and I didn't know that, but like the biggest album ever from Whitesnake, 1987, and he wrote those tunes. It produced a major power ballad, Is This Love, alongside the #1 hit, Here I Go Again. The album was a major crossover hit, and Mama Diablo had one in her car. That's why you're like, I like it, but now that she likes it, I don't like it that much. You know, you're driving down the street, and then all of a sudden, you know, you pick your friends up from soccer practice, you know, and they grab at the cassette and see that your mom has Whitesnake, and it's over. All right, let's get on to it, guys. Very quickly, we're going to check in with Exodus because I found something very interesting. They are crawling up on the 40th anniversary of Bonded by Blood. Of course, Paul Bailoff was on the original, well, I guess #1 year when it came out, you know, year one. But they did a redo. If you remember, we talked about Rob Dukes is coming. Steve Souza out the door. Rob Dukes back in the band. Well, I got two gripes here, and I'll say, but I'm kind of feeling like because of the 40th anniversary and the redo that they did with Rob Dukes, boy, oh boy, guys, I think now 40th anniversary of this, and we could boot Steve Souza, get him back, and then there's that reboot. And I've never heard the reboot, so I'm going to hold on. Second gripe. I think I saw Mark Osigueta from Death Angel down here talking about how honored he is that, how honored Death Angel is. No. You don't get to do that. You don't get to say we're so damn honored. No, you don't get to. If you're going to spend all your time over there with Carrie King, and by the way, we had a story, but I knew, I was just like, these guys don't want to hear another damn word about Carrie King. But there was a story about the funniest and creepiest thing he ever saw at a Slayer concert. I really wanted to look at that story with you guys. But I was like, they're just done with him, man. They're done with that Carrie King. But Mark Osigueta is in Carrie King's band. He sent over a big list of singers for Death Angel to go ahead and pick from. Here's a list, pick of them while I'm out touring with Carrie. And now he's going to be the guy that's piping in to say we're honored for the Exodus tour dates. Do you see? Jesus, I'm talking a lot. Exodus, Death Angel for the 40th. I've had enough of this shit. Is it petty? Yes. Yes, it is. I was almost going to throw that one out, but that's got another gulp in there. Yeah. Exodus to celebrate 40th anniversary of Bonded by Blood. West Coast shows with Death Angel announced. American thrash metal legends and genre originators Exodus are gearing up for a huge 2025 kicking things off with the announcement of two very special Bonded by Blood 40th anniversary shows falling upon late original vocalist Paul Bailoff's birthday weekend. They're just like, oh my God, dude, these peaches are ripe for picking. We get Sousa out. We get Rob Stooks back. We do that. It's on Paul Bailoff's birthday. I'm kidding. Taking place in Berkeley, California on Friday, April 25th at the UC Theater in Anaheim, California. On Saturday, April 26th, the House of Blues. The shows will feature Exodus performing Bonded by Blood in its entirety, plus more hits. Yeah, because you don't want to leave them hanging like that. I know it's a classic record, and Scott Ian says that it is the #1 album of all time in thrash metal. I understand that, okay? But we want to hear the hits. Hit us with whatever it is. The song, Bonded by Blood, maybe 2 or 3 more, and then let's get into the hits. That's what I'm saying. And each show will feature direct support from Death Angel, Blind Illusion, and Nukem. Nukem will open the Berkeley date, and Hyrax and Nukem will open the Anaheim date. Special edition Bonded by Blood merchandise will be available at the door. Yeah. Tickets will go on sale. I'm just curious of the price. This Friday, January 24th, so they're now live, boys and girls, out there at 10 a.m. local time with individual artists and local pre-sales beginning tomorrow, January 23rd. Visit ExodusAttack.com for tickets. And Exodus VIP information can be found at www.national-axe.com/Exodus. So you got a third-party company that's going to take some of the revenue to set up VIPs when you could just do it on your... You could have a roadie do that from your website. Guys, we got 15. Yeah, they paid the $1,500 to come back and shake hands and watch Gary tune his guitars and stuff. I'm just kidding. It's nowhere near that. Okay? It's... Exodus guitarist Gary Holt says, Exodus could not be more excited for this show announcement. The 40th anniversary of our debut only happens once. And to fall on Paul Bailoff's birthday, well, guess what else is happening, baby cakes? The first thing in 400 years. The planets are all aligning. Isn't that something to hang your hat on? No shit. From now until like February 28th, the planets are aligned. You know how many times I heard that from my mother? Anytime I asked for anything that was like, Mom, do you think I could get this? And it was slightly expensive. Do you think I could, yeah, when planets align. And now, 400 years before it happens again, you are alive at one hell of a good time. I'll tell you that right now, baby cakes. You are alive at one hell of a good time to be alive. With everything that's going on in this whole damn rotten world, this is one hell of a time to be alive. Exodus could not be more Exodus. Paul Bailoff's birthday. It's fallen on Paul Bailoff's birthday on Friday. We knew we had to crush the Bay Area. We got to do it. Bonded by Blood, played in its entirety, only Bailoff era songs, once in a lifetime moment for us. So killer that we added a second show. It is going to be that killer that we're adding 2 shows in Southern Cali to show our appreciation to both regions. Joining us are some dear friends, especially Death Angel. Don't miss this. Posers must die. Yeah, I get what he's doing there. I know it's from Bottom Up. I get it. I understand. And that was kind of Paul Bailoff's whole thing, right? He's like, beat the fuck out of anyone that doesn't look like us. Commenting on the upcoming shows, Death Angel lead vocalist Mark Osiguedas says, Death Angel are so proud to have been asked to be part of Exodus Bonded by Blood. I think I might be able to take a few days off for that during the Kerry King tour. No, he didn't say none of that. We're so proud to have been asked to be part about this Exodus Bonded by Blood 40th anniversary shows in April. A record that changed and inspired the entire thrash metal scene and community. And us in the biggest way. Now don't get me wrong, I love Mark Osigueda. I love the first 4 records. I mean, they put out a lot of good records. But I know the first 4, and I love the first 4. Except for I'm a little loose on the first one. Ultraviolence, didn't listen to it quite as much as I did Frolic Through the Park, Act 3, and I've said it before, one of my favorite ballads of all time is A Room with a View from Death Angel, Act 3 record. It is beautiful. It's a beautiful tune. I expect shows to be nothing less than extreme outpouring of violent celebratory energy. You going to get down there with them? From all of the bands and fans to honor an album that absolutely defined and still does the genre known as thrash metal. You don't want to miss these shows. Forever heavier than time. I mean, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. We're almost done with this. We do have your comments, too. You're so excited about that because you love to hear about yourself, don't you? Everybody does. You know, you're like, oh, you know, when you overhear someone saying a good thing about you, you always feel good about it. And then you run away like, oh, I didn't hear that. And then they come over and say, you know, I was just telling Harry over here about how great you are. I said, you were? Well, I mean, geez, thanks. You know. Oh, they're getting into Dukes here. Dukes originally joined Exodus. And they'll talk about Suze probably too. Dukes originally joined Exodus in January 2005 and appeared on those albums. Remember that, what I told you last time? We're not going to read them all. And the classic 1985 Bonded by Blood redo, 2008. 3 years after he was fired from Exodus, Dukes performed with the band during the 2017 concert in San Francisco. If you're going to San Francisco. It all happens in San Francisco. Peyote buttons, hippies, just everything. Grateful Dead, and everything happens there. I went to a tattoo convention in San Francisco to see Paul, what's his name now? He did Kerry King's tattoos on his head. What's his name? Paul Booth. Fucking saw him too. Yeah, it was great. But everything happens in San Francisco. We stayed in Japantown. We went to a Japanese bowling alley and drank beer and bowled and listened to Super Freak in a Japanese bowling alley. It was wonderful. I'm losing my shit. Where's the bit about kicking Steve Souza out? They left it out. They says, I think we're going to go ahead and retort that. We're going to go ahead and, what do they call that? Redact. We're going to go ahead and redact that. Everyone's heart's broken by Steve Souza leaving Exodus. We don't need to be dragging that up right now in this story about the 40th anniversary. In fact, Gary Holt got a hold of us personally, and he said, do not put that in the article. This is about good times, not sad times. Doro Pesch. She's holding up now. I think this is an old record, Force Majeure. And the only thing I don't know the records that she put out. I know the Warlock one, but I know a bunch of songs from them. As they pop up on my kick-ass complete 80s hard rock and metal. Yeah. Doro Pesch receives the gold record for Force Majeure solo debut. I wasn't sure of what year that would be. Was it just a scant year ago? That would be wonderful. It's also wonderful if it's from a long time ago. 40 years ago. Force Majeure was the starting signal for Doro Pesch's groundbreaking solo career as a female hard rock and heavy metal icon par excellence. The metal queen had already paved the way for Doro's future as the frontwoman of the internationally successful band Warlock, with whom she became the first woman to conquer the stage at the legendary Monsters uns Rock Festival in 1986. And then immediately embarked on her first major tour with Judas Priest. Numerous awards and accolades speak for themselves in the United States. She was inducted into the Hall of Heavy Metal History and honored with the Metal Goddess Legend Award in Las Vegas. In England, Doro earned the Legend and Angel of Rock Award. Are they just making some of these up now? Legend and Angel of Rock. Why you got to put an angel? That's sexist. Why don't you just put Legend of Rock awards in there? Huh? Why you got to be talking? Why you got to be putting sexist stuff in there like that? Hey, she's a sweet little legendary angel of rock, Sweet little angel of rock. In Germany, uns Angel of Rock. She received the Echo, among others, and was honored several times for her life's work. Now she can call another award her own as part of her extensive collection, which she has on a massive bookshelf that she bought for her home. And it has all the awards on it. At the German Universal Music Office in Berlin, the Metal Queen was presented with the Gold Award for selling more than 250,000 copies of Force Majeure. I thought it was 500,000. We have to cut that in half now. Former phonogram label boss Louis Spillman and her former product manager Bettina Spillman, they're both getting a paycheck, were special surprise guests at the event. Also presented Doro's manager Holger Koch, Flying Dolphin Entertainment, her social media manager, they're all getting stuff, huh? Person that's in charge of your social media, Jan J. Dyke. J. Dyke, that's a good name. I like that. How you doing? Jan J. Dyke, social media person. I kind of fucked that up for Jan. Jan wouldn't say it like that. Jan would be very professional. Hello, Mr. It's good to meet you. Yeah, see? That's why I'm not a social media manager. I can't do it. Jan J. Dyke. Hello, Mr. Ortiz. Yes, indeed. That was a great fight. I don't know. Who talks about Tito Ortiz? Who? Talk about his wife a little bit. Doro's Universal Catalog domestic team. In her 40-year career, Doro has performed over 3,500 concerts in her over 60 countries. And I don't know why I said her, 60 countries. She has sold over 10 million records to date. Well, there's your number. That's the number you pump. You say, good news, everyone. She sold over 10 million records because she just got a gold record for 250,000 more, which puts her at 10 million. Been able to win over legendary fellow musicians such as, she's been able to win them over? Oh, I'm sure Gene Simmons was over there. Yeah, you're good, all right, yeah. Lemmy Kilmister, but he knows good rock. Slash. These are all these people that she's won over with her talent. Gene Simmons, Lemmy Kilmister, Slash, Peter Steele. He said, hey, you really won me over. I gotta tell you that. You really won me over, Doro, with your beautiful voice and your songs. It just won me over. Even the metal god himself has been won over. Oh, didn't they do that silly cover together, right? We're almost done with this shit, okay? And then we'll get on to your comments. You'll be so happy. Pash says, "Und I am overwhelmed and very happy. My big thanks go to my beloved fans worldwide and a great team. On to further deeds." On to further wins, Doro. Not deeds. But good deeds are always a good thing to do. Hold your cock. I mean, come on, dude. There's no way. Coke. Right? There's no way. And why didn't I put... Someone saw that name clear back up here and said, oh my God, it's coming. It's coming. There's no way that's his name. Hold your cock. No, hold your coke. Either way, it's bad, right? If you're a rock manager, hold your coke, hold your coke. Business manager, Flying Dolphin Entertainment, stated, "Und it is great honor to have been able to accompany Doro worldwide career for over 20 years. Polygram and Universal have supported Doro with great commitment and trust at a crucial time, and are still very important partners today. As the chart entry shortly before Christmas 2024 has shown, once again, many thanks to Thomas and his team. He's got a bit bigger team than Doro, but we're working on it. We are very much looking forward to the upcoming collaboration on Doro's catalog." Oh, was it Thomas Thyssen, director of Catalog Domestic Universal, says, "Doro is not only a pioneer and a luminary of international female-fronted metal in personal union, but much more importantly," did I skip a whole line there? I felt like I did. International female-fronted metal personal union. Much more importantly,
as busy as ever to this day. So it was all the better that we were able to find a gap in her busy schedule to present her long overdue with gold for force majeure, a surprise her with and surprise her with 2 tickets to paradise. I've got 2 tickets to surprise her with 2 unannounced special guests. That's right, she does not know who is coming into this room at any moment.
Here comes old Hold Your Cock. He's coming in.
Force majeure and surprise her with 2 unannounced special guests. Thank you very much, Doro. And hold you. We are immensely looking forward to working together again.
There she is. She's a beauty. I'm not going to lie to you. Yes, I had a massive crush on her when back in the 80s, okay? I did. That's what happens. It is time for your comments. That's right. It's the best part of the podcast. It's my favorite part of the podcast. I got to tell you, it is so irritating. I told you, I'm bad with lights, period. I suck at it. I'm not good. None of my videos are good with lights, okay? But the glare on my eyes is just bothering the shit out of me. And then people, they got the gall to go, he doesn't have any lenses in his glasses. It's called continuity. And this is the reason why. Then I'm looking up this I thought there was like something you could do to your laptop, like glare protection or something. You probably got to go buy it. But it's time for your comments. It's my favorite part. Let's crack a freshie. That's what I do for the comments. Another unpaid endorsement. Another week of unpaid endorsements. Johnny B coming in. He's got some stuff to say. We got all of you. We got a cavalcade of fine delights right here, and I love this. One of these days, when I get my heart, my head, and my everything else in line, we're gonna do some live YouTube live stuff. One of these days, I'm gonna get it going, and it'll be like every Friday, bang, live, and we'll be taking your stuff right there. And don't you not think for a second that you guys, that you people that are hanging around right now won't have important prestige in the lives. Like make you moderators or something in there or something. That's what I'm talking about. You're my friends, all right? You take the time out of your busy... Look at this shit. You take the time out of your lives to write to me like this? That deserves treats. Johnny B coming in says, I sure feel a lot better knowing there are other people out there that are looking forward to what's coming. Oh my heavens. The phenomenon is 100% real and something that people need to start wrapping their head around. That's so when it's dropped in their laps, they don't freak out. It's a mind bender. It's a mind bender, but it's everything that a Gen X kid like me wanted. When we're talking aliens here, people. If you're not on the page and say, what the Sam hell's he talking about? It's slowly being dripped out. Slowly being dripped out. But that's what I wanted. That bar scene in Star Wars, I was like, to live in a world like this. You watch any of them Star Wars movies or Deep Space Nine or anything, I was all about it. And I'll be quite honest with you, there's times where I can be sitting there eating dinner with family or doing something, and I'm just like inside my head, almost like I'm looking out of someone else's eyes going, what the fuck am I doing here? And everyone, half of my folks think I'm crazy, but I'm 100% down with the aliens, okay? Anyways, let's get on with it. But it is something that's going to blow some heads, It's going to freak some people out. But I feel like if it were announced tomorrow, the majority of people would go, that's interesting. I do too. I mean, car wrecks, this, that, and the other thing you see online. Someone goes, hey guys, the Palladians are here. The Anunnaki's here. Yeah, there's people that have been living in the earth. Really? Oh, fuck. Hey, I just hit another 10,000 subscribers. You know, it's... All right, now I'm going to start reading this and shut up. I feel like if it were announced tomorrow, the majority of the people would go, interesting, and go on about their day. Start now. Watch what's being discussed between the people that are affiliated with Chris Bledsoe. Yeah, that guy took some video. And I know that there's a lot of fake crap going on out there, but there's some of that stuff you go, that is not from here. I don't care what anyone tries to tell me. That thing that I just saw there that just shot back into outer space is not from here. I mean, hell, there was a SpaceX rocket that just blew up the other day. This thing goes... does a couple of spins. Someone goes, hey, are you talking to me? And you watch the son of a gun thing go out into outer space. Don't tell me it ain't an aliens. Sorry. I'm sorry. I just read an article. He just read an article. I just read an article where Robin Zander was saying that he didn't mind being a lot of people's third or fourth favorite band. I love that. Very strange that you choose to show him singing the national anthem, and he did an amazing job at it. Well, come on now, on the same day. What? Very strange that you chose to show him singing the national anthem, and he did an amazing job at it on the same day. I'm starting to think we're remote viewing. What? So you're saying... Okay, so the story that I hit when it did it, he had done it that day. So when you're watching it, he actually did it that day. That's freaking me out, dude. I'm starting to think we're remote viewing each other at this point. Hey, you keep your damn remote off of me and looking at me. Especially around 9:30. Any time after 9:30, do not be remote viewing me. You know, like how I did when your battery used to be low. Yeah. I called it like 4 times. Weird. I really don't get re-recording old records. Now he's talking Max Cavalera and those guys and all the bands that re-record shit. I really don't get re-recording old records like Max is doing with Sepultura. Remixing them so they sound better, ? Sure, absolutely. But going into the studio and doing them over again, no thanks. It is wasteful spending, isn't it? I would say that. It is kind of wasteful spending because it's just kind of a pleasure thing to do, you know? Spend that money on writing new stuff. He says, like what Kiss did with Destroyer Resurrected. Oh boy, oh no. Some of the tracks were okay, but wasn't needed. Just throw it in Pro Tools, clean it up. Why couldn't they do that to Hotter Than Hell? That album still sounds like it was recorded in a tin can. There's actually a pretty good remix a fan did on YouTube, and it's damn good. I might have to listen to that. But I do love all that, well, for a better term, vibrations, you know, I love listening to those records that are just, it is what it is. And the band will say, yeah, if we have the chance to go back, we'll redo it again. It's like, no, just leave it like it is. Like I said, and Justice for All, I like it the old crappy way. Where they had to splice all the tape like this for Lars's drums. It was like 8,000 edits in the tape. So now we got a record here. Is that a little over the top, me doing this kind of shit? I felt like that was kind of weird. It's like, dude, he's losing his fucking mind, dude. Well, that's it for me this week, but he's got another paragraph here. Well, that's it for me this week. Keep looking up. Oh, I do. All day long at work. Man, I'm listening to Olivia Newton-John. You know, I'm looking at the skies. I'm going, send me, I will, let me talk to the humans. Put that in my brains. Whatever it is, the channeling, put that in there and I'll talk to the humans. Nothing. I'm not getting anything from them. And I'm trying. I'm really trying. Well, that's it. Keep on and keep on a keeping on. Yes. Keep looking up. I'm loving all the positive energy you're giving out lately. All for it, brother. Until next time, look up. Look down. It's a crazy world out there. There's not a... It can happen to you. It could happen to me. It can happen to everyone eventually. Get yourself a Diet Coke if you know that great song, great record, and great band. I wonder if there's people like, dude, he's just like this fucking singing guy. He almost sings the news the whole time. Oh, Johnny B's got a PS here. R.I.P. to the great and talented John Sykes. That man was absolutely brilliant, and those White Snake records, huh. And also R.I.P. to the brilliant visionary David Lynch. Yes. That's another one I was pissed off about this week. My best friends and David Lynch. Hey, and Johnny B, if you're way down the rabbit hole like me, you know, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they had to go off. Maybe they're like Vikings or something somewhere, you know. David Lynch, definitely, man. I mean, come on. And, by the way, sorry I'm so loopy today, but he's the director of my all-time favorite movie in the entire world, which if you go way back in the time machines, and you know that it's The Elephant Man. I absolutely love that movie. He's a horrifying, ugly monster, but then you realize, no, he is a beautiful, artistic soul. And that's a David Lynch movie. The brilliant David Lynch, he will be greatly missed. If you ever want to throw yourself into a deep rabbit hole, go watch everything at Twin Peaks. It's an amazing series of movie. I did watch it many years ago. It's damn near a blur to me. And I did watch the first episode just recently. And then I turned it off because I don't know what's going on with my brain, but I'm just all over the place. So I'm like, oh, God, I don't have the time to get into a big, good series. I'll just watch 15 episodes of Price is Right. It's time for our pal, and I'm so sorry to be stepping on the 69er, Mike Buchanan's time. Johnny B, we're going 15 minutes a click on this stuff. But we got Mike Buchanan here, the fine, fantastic. On last week's Movies That Are Bad, But We Love Them Anyways, Bad Channels, I referenced that the movie has tie-ins to 2 other movies. And if you were paying attention, I said, there's an end credit scene. So if you happen to watch to the very end of Bad Channels and saw the end credit scene, I give to you this week's bad movie, Doll Man, 1991. The other movies will come up on future Jive Talkin videos. Okay, so it's like that, a leapfroggy, Bad Channels into Doll Man. I'm a sucker. Don't say that about yourself. You just need to, when you're in some kind of a thrifting, yard sale, whatever, you got to kind of fight back on price. You don't just get suckered on the first one. Say, how much is this beautiful trinket, what I want to buy? And they say $75 and you just give it to them. So quit being a sucker and you say, no, Stu, no, get out of here. I'll give you $35 and that's it. I'm a sucker for a low-budget, direct-to-video movie from Charles Band's full movie features. Yes. And he's got a lot of pretty ladies in his movies. Right, Michael? which brought us such cheesy classics as The Puppet Masters and Subspecies, Oblivion series of films. In this film, we have, and now I'm thinking no, not Dollman. Shut my mouth now. In this film, we have a hard-boiled space cop, Brick Bardo, played by Tim Thomerson. Trancers, Cherry 2000, Near Dark, chasing down intergalactic criminal Jackie Earl Haley, Rorschach from Watchmen, and Kelly Leak from the Bad News Bears. Yeah, I remember. That's what I remember. And that Freddy Krueger movie. What'd you think of that? That was pretty... Jackie Earl ends up on Earth, but there's a Gulliver Travels type of a twist. And Brick finds he's the size of a Ken doll on this planet of Earth giants. The novelty of the tiny, dirty, hairy, tough-talking giant humans goes a long way and is pretty entertaining. The film was directed by Albert Pyun. Cyborg nemesis Dangerously Close, who I've always loved his penchant for setting his films in the ruins of old factories. Yeah. There's just some things your mind likes to see. I like small town horror movies. Smaller the better. You know, it's just, I don't know what it is. Old factories, which conveniently double as distant planets, post-apocalyptic wasteland, and contemporary urban blight. Quite cost-effective, Albert. Overall, like most full moon features, it's hampered by a low budget, a corny script, and middling direction, but it is an infectious scrappiness and unpretentiousness that I find hard to resist. Grab your favorite beverage, sit in your favorite chair, pop some popcorn, and press play. That's great. What I remember about the Charles Band movies is there's a lot of beautiful ladies in there, and you usually see breasts. And it's like, has she shown her breasts yet? No. Okay, write more of the story. But write it to where we see her breasts in the bed. Thank you. Let's get, and doesn't Charles, never mind. Let's get into, Mike Buchanan here, let's get into Exodus a little. The band was probably the first Bay Area thrash band, but due to all the shuffling around of members, got lost in the shuffle. Their first album, which should have predated Metallica's Kill 'Em All, by a year, wasn't released until after Metallica's second album, Ride the Lightning. Kind of stole their thunder. Sousa didn't arrive until, Pleasures of the Flesh, which I love that record. Brain dead, all of it. The Dukes era of Exodus saw them again climbing back up out of obscurity. It will be interesting to see where the new album goes. Not sure as to what the reasoning to why Sousa was asked to leave the band. Yeah. Hold on. Are you going on to something else here, Michael? Here we go. Mike says, dude, bulldozing the young boy's family home. Oh, he's talking AC/DC. Would be like having Elvis's house demolished. I'm betting that guy just didn't give an F. He didn't give an F about whose house it was. It's all about the mighty Benchies. Those cheap Benchies they got out in Australia. I mean, it's like 5,000 of their Australian quinkets, or whatever they want to call them, is like $1 to us here in America. But yeah, that's all they care about. That's what all they care about, money. Give me more money and take it from them. Take it from the little people. That's what they love to do. Oh, they love it. The richer you are, they love it. They say, man, do you know the box I'm going to live in, Ed? It's going to be a massive. It's going to take up a whole football stadium. Because that's all it is. You're just living in a box. Some people have to live on the street. But you can have a giant little box, can't you? I can have 4 giant little boxes all over the world. Yeah. It's all about the money, money, money. It's all about the money, money. I'm not a fan of bands. This still might be canon. I am not a fan of bands re-recording their earlier albums. Yeah, I know they do this mostly for money and probably to get ownership of their music. That's a good point I forgot about. Because there's it's like a lot of them Marvel movies where you have to make a movie, you're going to lose the rights to it or whatever. It's the same thing that happened with the Sabbath shit and Speak of the Devil, right? They had to hurry and put out something where Ozzy was doing the, Black Sabbath put something out and Ozzy put Speak of the Devil out, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I keep going off. Money. Let's get back to money problem. Money and problems. Money and probably to get ownership of their music. Yes, indeed. But when they go and change the music to make it sound better, nope, wrong. If you want it better the first time, if you wanted it better the first time, you should have recorded it better at the time. Stop messing with your music. Fans don't like it. Well, I don't like it. Well said, buddy. One does wonder if Shane's co-workers know about his side life. Oh, they know about it. I don't hold anything back. I don't think they really care. They're not really music fans of any kind. They're not fans of anything as far as I can tell. One guy really likes hot rods and race cars, and he's always showing me pictures of Lamborghinis and shit, And this is a 8702. It's got that big engine in it. What? It's a good one. And the other one's just grumpy and old. Mike Buchanan says, I could write a biography about all my stupid dad jokes, but alas, who would want to read that? And besides, I don't have, and you could write a book. Put them out. Simple. Make a little scratch on the side. Oh, wait. He says, I don't have any desire to write a book. Yeah. Let's wish Eric all the best on getting healthy. Yes, I do that. Pop on over to his YouTube channel if you want to keep up with him. He posts lots of cover songs, one of the best voices in metal. Yeah. Oh, is he talking Tommy Lee's Soul Patch here? Yeah, Mike McCann says Soul Patch, Wicker Biscuit. It's Whisker Biscuit. It's a French tickler, if you know what I mean. Oh, I know what you mean. You're getting kinky. I know what you're doing. Mike Buchanan says the whole LA fire thing is absolutely crazy. I follow several people on social media that lost everything. I feel for them. And again, I'm begging Liquid Death to give Shane... Listen now. Hear me now, Liquid Death. And again, Mike Buchanan. I'm begging Liquid Death to give Shane a sponsorship. I'll add something in there with a lot of money. Signing bonus. And back pay. We'll read it again. I'm begging Liquid Death to give Shane a sponsorship. Not that they're going to read this. Someone needs to make it happen. Mr. Liquid Death. I'm drinking the damn things. Have you ever seen any one of them ever drink it? It's always sitting on the table.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Rock and Roll Time.
And it's just sitting there in some bizarre spot. I'm sitting there chugging these things. It's disgusting for you people to hear that. Do you think that sounds good when I'm going to doing this? Smacking it on the table and all that? I love it. Truer words from this guy. And now it's time for Mike Buchanan's Jive Talkin Jokes of the Week. So, I was in a shoe shop this morning trying on a shoe. And I said to the assistant, it's too tight. She said, try it with the tongue out. I said, if not good, it's too fucking tight. Pretty good. I added some swears in that. Hey Shane, did you know that one bird can't finish a bowl of... Hey Shane, did you know that one bird can't finish a bowl of cereal? But two can. Yeah, two can could. What's a Cookie Monster's pirate name? What is Cookie Monster's pirate name?
Chips Ahoy!
Every time I'd see him eat one of them cookies, I'd go ask Mom for cookies. I was a plump little bugger when I was little. Why did the cowboy adopt a wiener dog? He wanted to get along, little doggy. Get along, little doggy. Waiting for the big one. You got a big one. Got a big one. And finally, what do you call a dog magician? A labracadabrador. Get it? Because he's a dog. I'm so lonely. Oh my God. My God, Mike, you ended that so sad. Or are you just kidding? Making another joke there at the end that you're so lonely. Miss Althea, the wonderful Miss Althea coming in here. She's got herself a portion here. Nice finger sandwich, you know, a panini-sized portion here. Not one of these big, you know, Subway sandwich suckers, you know. She's got a nice little panini sandwich here. The dumbstruck fool says, take it easy with that head cold. And what a fantastic time of year to get one. Ugh. Miss Althea on AC/DC and the Young Family Home. I have been out of touch with that band for about 40 years. However, I do find it unfortunate that Angus and Malcolm's home place had to go by the wayside of condos. Sounds like one too many areas here in the States. I mean, they're just popping up everywhere. Apartments and condos and everything. And then you're like, oh, gee whiz, I looked at those online. I sure would love to have one. How much are they? $4,000 for a 2-bedroom. $3,000, $2,000, $1,500. What you talking about? I'm disgruntled today, I feel. I feel like I'm very... I deserve it. I've had one hell of a goddamn week. I do find it unfortunate that Angus, their home was gone. When otherwise you would think it declared a national landmark, considering AC/DC's impact on rock music going 5 decades and the number one export of Australia. It's like those Norwegian metal bands. That's why, you know, those Norwegian black metal bands. That was like the number one export from Norway. Am I making that up? Is that a filthy lie? They're like, okay, well, the deal is, you can maybe burn 1-2 churches, but because the money is so damn good, it's going to the Americans and everywhere, they buy the records. Come on. Eric Gronwall, Miss Althea on Eric Gronwall. I am 22 years older than him, and I haven't accomplished so much as a fraction as he has in his life. Oh, I thought you were going to throw something in about you can't write a book either. All the best to him in his continuing recovery, self-care, and whatever the next career chapter brings. Wonderful words. Miss Althea on Tommy Lee and that, you know, that crooked. His soul patch was crooked in that picture. You had me busting up at the reference of Coffee Talk. Yeah, that's what it was called. Did I remember that? It was Coffee Talk again. Motley Crue is neither motley nor crew. Discuss. Yeah. Discuss. As much as he annoys me, I do agree that that record and album promotion should take a back seat to the recovery of Los Angeles. I do agree that the record and album promotion should take a back seat to the recovery of Los Angeles. I also had no idea Scott Ian was living in California now. I thought he was still in New York and living about 4 blocks away from Den's best friend. Is Den's best friend Meatloaf? Because he married his daughter, Pearl. Miss Althea on Robin Zander. Dan and I saw his singing of the national anthem live as it aired. We live about a half hour north of our nation's capital, so that game was a big deal in our area. We are not Commanders fans, however. We thought he did a damn decent job. Cheap Trick is a rock band. It is a rock band's rock band. I swear to God, that truer words can never be spoken. I want to say, and I mentioned it before, that I hung out and drank beer with Local H, that band Local H, long time ago, and they said the greatest tour they ever did was Cheap Trick. I want to say he said something like that. You know, like, well, let me tell you, man, you know, Cheap Trick is like a rock band's rock band. And I was like this, yeah. Yeah. And I'll tell you another little thing that I'm not proud of either, okay? It's a 2-piece band, Local H. And our band, the club that they were playing at, was adjacent to the building that I practiced at in my bands. And I'm not proud of this, okay? So do not treat me bad. But while they were playing, the drummer has a massive... If you're a drummer, on your floor tom, they usually have this bag that'll hold the drumsticks. And while they were playing, I was able, because drumsticks are expensive, and so I plucked a few out. And I do remember him seeing me and not being pleased with it, but I mean, he had them stacked in there. I mean, he had... I don't know how many pairs of drumsticks. And I just took 3 or 4. I took 4. Anyways. Oh, and here she goes. She says, you did a fabulous job riffing on Meatloaf's 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Get me my Diet Coke, please. That's right. I love Bat Out of Hell. I wish I knew every word of it better than I do. I always wanted to go as Meatloaf for Halloween, and I never did it. All right, and we got Beta coming in with the heavy metal horn emoticon, a rose emoticon, another heavy metal emoticon, and another rose emoticon, and got a thumbs up for that. Good configuration there. Beata, that's your name, Beata. And Big Tone says all the news that is the news on KDIAB, Diablo. Then he's got the heavy metal emoticon right there, and then it says the Xander Man was once quoted as saying that Cheap Trick was totally content with being everyone's 4th or 5th favorite band. And yes. Didn't Mike Buchanan just hit us with some of that? But yes, I love that. I think that is fantastic. Thank you, Big Tone. Always a pleasure to see you down there, by golly. How many? Let's look at Big Tone's numbers here and say 20. He's got 24 hearts received. He's a younger. He's a 65 comments. You're on your way, son. You are well on your way. It is that time. We're getting out of here. We're saying goodbye for this episode. Is this going to be 2 hours long? Is anyone going to listen to it after death talk at the beginning of the thing? Is anyone going to listen to it? There's no news on his podcast that I would care to listen to after he did that. Nope, not going to do it. Quick tune. Going to get out of here. Focus on yourself, my friends. Pull yourself out of it. Don't stress about anything. You got to get right back to yourself. Get right back to deep breathing. Always helps. And just being blank in your mind. Just sit for a few minutes. Be completely blank in your mind. And whether the kids are screaming or whatever's going on, you say, no, nothing exists. Because I'm in the upside down. Taking a break. Let's do it. I want to get a song. We're going to go out on a tune. Come on. You know it's just good. Let's see. Jive Talkin with your better Shane. It's insane, it's a good time, it's a fun time. Jive Talkin with your motherfucking better Shane. Shane Diablo. Come on, baby, 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 come on, baby, 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 come on, baby, 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 come on, baby, 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 jive.